Bettina. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Marluz. Good to see you again. Excited to be having this call with you.
Hi. Can you introduce yourself for a bit?
Yes, of course. So my name is Bettina. I'm half French, half Colombian, and I'm a trainer and a consultant. And the core of my work focuses on bringing purpose to work.
Nice. So I have a question. What is the benefit of bringing purpose to work?
Well, there's many benefits, of course. But the one that we've really noticed makes a difference is that it brings meaning to people. It reminds them why they do what they do. And if the work in which they're involved now still fits the initial motivation and the initial dreams that they had when they were envisioning their career, and our work helps them to reconnect with that and find a way to bring more of that into their life so they can feel more creative, more inspired, and more motivated in general. It's like having a compass back in your hand, and I think that's super important. And from our experience, it has been really, I don't know if life-changing. I don't like using big words, but it's been transformational on many levels for sure.
Okay. And what has been the best result you've seen in bringing personal purpose to work?
Well, I think it's something that people talk about more and more, especially now with the younger generations and Gen Z in particular. And I think also we've seen it with COVID. There's such a gray area between professional life and personal life, and these two come together quite a lot. So I really believe that, as a person, you have this thing that really moves you. And so by bringing that to our clients, we're able to again to reignite what is that brings people alive. So a recent case study that we've had is that one of our clients was participating in this competition organized by the World Economic Forum. It's called the Uplink Corporate Changemakers Challenge. I had to have the page open so I didn't mispronounce it. But yeah, and so what it does, it's an innovation competition basically. And so our work was the first stop of that program that our client had. So because we started with personal purpose and with what moves people, what makes them creative, what makes them collaborate with each other, and what makes them connect to themselves first so that they connect to the others, they were able to show that they could be extremely innovative and come up with very unique solutions to the challenges that they were facing. So they won this huge prize for this competition, and we're very proud to having part of that. And we were happy to hear that our work was the first step towards that. So that's something that
Wow.
we're still very proud of with our team.
Wow, cool. Very cool to hear. And what do you see in the general reaction when it comes to bringing personal purpose into the workspace?
So like usually when we get commissioned to do this work, it's by people who have titles like well-being director or purpose and engagement director. So it's people whose work it is to bring a bit more humanity to work. So they understand what we do and they understand why we do it. And I think sometimes it's been interesting to see how the participants receive it, because what we've seen is that not always, but sometimes you have people from the boomers generation who's a bit more reluctant to engage in those conversations, because they have the really strong belief that, home is home and work is work, and the two don't touch and don't mix. However, they're also the ones who in the end get the most into it and talk the more about it at the end of the session, and are the happiest to share and the happiest to also teach, from experience what eventually matters. That, of course, when you start your career, you want to make it big and have status and climb up the corporate ladder and all of that. But in the end, it's about what makes you come alive, and it's about making sure that you keep surrounding yourself with the people who make you come alive. So that's your family, that's your friends. And they also tell you that the days that you're sick, it's not your employer holding your hand, it's your wife, it's your child, it's the people at home. So I think, and that this is something that really has warmed my heart, is that when we talk about personal purpose, a lot of people have this realization of like, oh my God, I realized that I'm not living the life I want and I committed to. And sometimes they realize that the work has taken so much space in their life that they don't really have the time they want for themselves, for their families, for quality time with each other. And I love witnessing that, you know, the realization of like, oh my God, like this is actually really important for me. So I want my purpose to be expressed in harmony with the other things in my life and to integrate everything. So that's the
Okay.
reaction in general. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the interview. It was very nice to hear this about you. And yeah,